Mini fans, welcome back to another episode. Today's episode we're going to talk about the stereo. So I've dug out the original stereo that I had with the car. Originally it came with a tape player. I never upgraded to a CD player. I was tempted. In some ways I wish I had it done, but you know, past is past. I have bought a CD player to go in the Mini One, and I am kind of conflicted on what to fit, because obviously you can get adapters to go in the back of the CD players to give you Bluetooth, etc. But what I thought I'd do is I'd use what I've got for now and just see how we work. So my plan is to install the tape player that originally was with the car back in, use one of those tape converters to 3.5mm headphone type socket, plug that into my phone and just like sort of run MP3s or Amazon or whatever music is on my phone, see how that goes, and then obviously depending change to something else in the future. But that's the current setup I'm thinking about going with for now. So let's go on with putting that in, and we'll show you what I've got. Okay, so this is what we've got. We've got original head unit with the Mini logo. That's the one that actually came with this car, with its box and the cage to fit it. That's the tape converter with the 3.5mm headphone plug. I'm going to give that a go. That'll just slot in, and then yeah, plug that to your phone. Nice and easy. I've got a couple of ISO connectors. These are going to be linked together. Obviously we've got to wire those into those new speakers we've been added, because obviously I don't want to cut the original Loom. So these will prevent us from having to touch the original Loom, give us some sort of extra length, etc. Also what I'll do is I'm going to tie into this. I bought myself a, obviously because the Mini never comes with it, does it? Got myself a cigarette lighter, but I've gone for USB this time. I normally go for a double cigarette lighter, but this time I've decided to go for a single with double USB. Then in theory it gives me 3 rather than the 2 for the same space. So that usually I have bolted tucked underneath the dash. So I'll probably take the feed from the stereo and just make it all nice and neat. So that's the plan. Let's get them installed then, shall we? Okay, right. So let's get on with putting these two cables together. Obviously we need to join them. There's some of these cables we're not going to be using, so I'm going to cut them out. But obviously we need to also include in to this cable the extra speakers that we've put in. So let's get started and put all these together. Right, so all those ends are stripped. I'm using some bullet connectors, so let's put these on. Right, that's all the speaker connections done. Let's do the opposite on the other side. That's those done. So the speakers have been connected together now. Right,
don't know if you've noticed, but I've already made a mistake. Obviously this one connects into this one, so this one goes into the original loom of the car, and then this one goes into stereo. These ones we don't need in the centre of this one, because these are not going to be used. We're going to have the speaker wires coming straight into this loom. So I'm going to cut these out now before I use too many. Right, that's better. So let's put the other two connectors on that. Right, now we can connect this with this. Make sure you check that the right pin's going to the right pin. Colour code should be the same though. Definitely on the speakers anyway. Right, a couple of those are really tight, not quite sure why. I think, well, I do know why. I think there's two different batches of crimp here, but I thought, bullet I mean, so shall I say. I would have thought a red bullet would be a red bullet, but clearly not. Right, so we've got the two speakers. Oh, hang on, that way around. So we've got the two speakers going straight through the existing rear ones. So these will be for the front. Now we just got to connect our powers together. I don't know if you can notice, but yellow on here is red on this one. So there you go. So that's a good point for making sure that you get the right pin. So I've got a brown on this end, and nothing this end. So there's an orange on this end that's not on this end. So let's get rid of that orange. So the red will go to the yellow, blue will go to blue, and then I've got a brown which I'll just put the connector on just so it's not a wire touching. Right, so let's connect these up now then. So we need this red to this yellow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a blue bullets for this one. Right, I've got a bit of cable because what I need to do is extend the power from this loom so I can power my cigarette lighter. Right, so that's the power cable for our cigarette lighter. Now let's connect these other ones up. Right, so let's connect those together. So we've got the ignition wire, we've got the earth, got our permanent live, there we go. Oh, and the aerial cable. which we won't be using. Right, there we go. So that's our loom all done. So these spare ones on here are for our front speakers, and then that's obviously the cable. Let's go to our cigarette lighter. So let's do that next. Right, connect that up to our cigarette lighter. And there we go. That's our loom made. So we've got extension loom to plug into back of the stereo, into the existing loom. Gives us the option of putting those front speakers in, and then obviously with the extra wire gives us a power for our charging for our phones. Right, let's do the connections in the car, put the crimps on and get this in the car. Okay, so this is our cable in situ. That makes things quite nice. I might put a little bit more tape on this yet, but we can do that once the dashboard is in. So let's put the dashboard in next. Right, ignition on. Right, we need to enter the code. Well, there we go, we seem to be working. So ignition off, ignition back on. There we go.
And we are about to play our brand new game for one day only. It's called Who's Got Talent.
Brilliant. There we go. Dashboard in. Oh, let's do the cover. Steering wheel cover. Let's finally get this bit of rag off.
That's a bit more fiddly than you think it's going to be. This one. Right, and then we've got the cover on as well. Brilliant. And just check to make sure the new cigarette light works. Ignition on. Ignition off. Brilliant. And there we go. Dash back in. Looking good. Just need to dust it off a bit still, but we're generally back together. Let's get on with the next bit.